problem, we're given, your sheet has a few more, but we're just going to do the 8 of these ones here real quick. We have 8 molecules here. We have structures for all of them, and we want to classify them as being nonpolar, polar protic, or polar aprotic. And then we're going to circle the ones that are most capable of facilitating an SN2 reaction. All right, so let's look at our first one. We have water here, H2O, right? So how do we classify this? Question, do we have any electronegative atoms in water? Our electronegative atoms are FONCl, right? Do we have any electronegative atoms in water? Yes. Okay, so that means we're probably polar. Do we have any OHs or NHs in water? Yes, we have OHs. So this is classified as polar protic. Is this good for an SN2 reaction or bad for an SN2 reaction? Bad, absolutely. We want polar aprotic solvents. Those are great for SN2 reactions. So this isn't going to work very well for us. All right, look at our next one. This is a chemical called DMF. It's called dimethyl formamide. Dimethyl formamide. Do we have any electronegative atoms in this? FONCl, right? Yes, we have oxygens, we have nitrogens in here. Okay, so it's probably polar. Do we have any OHs or NHs that's in this molecule? No, none. No OHs, no NHs in this case. So this, by definition, is going to be polar, because it has electronegative atoms, aprotic. So this actually is a really, really good solvent in which to do SN2 reactions. It will stabilize that transition state as the reactants are converted into the products. All right, next one. This is tetrahydrofuran. Write this out. Also known as THF. Let's think about this. Any electronegative atoms? Okay, we see an oxygen in there. So what does that tell us about the molecule? Potentially polar, okay. Do we see any OHs or NHs? The key here is to look at the heteroatom and see it. It's just an oxygen, right? It's touching 2 carbons in this case. So how do we classify this one? Polar aprotic. So good for SN2 or bad for SN2? Good. Most chemical laboratories, most organic chemistry laboratories will have a near endless supply of THF because most chemical reactions are done in THF nowadays. Because it can stabilize that transition state. All right, next one. 5 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is nonpolar. Good for you. How do you know it's nonpolar? This is pentane. FONCl. No electronegative atoms that are in here at all. So this is nonpolar.